action.
And you knew she was my sister and you still slept with her. Get out of my sight. That's right. Keep going. Keep looking sheepish.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's Tuesday afternoon, and David O'Doherty is scouting for locations for his first film.
I've had this idea for a film for quite some time, but I was never going to be able to make it because I don't have a camera. But seeing as you guys are following me around at the moment making this series, I thought we could incorporate this short film into one of the episodes. I've always watched quite a lot of films. That's Star Wars, Salesman, that's good. Dr. Strangelove, Citizen Kane, Jaws, Coyote Ugly, not so much.
Challengingly, David has set his directorial debut in Victorian times.
I'm not exactly sure how you make it look like it's back then. I think you give people flat caps and you make sure no one says, "What's up?" I think we should be able to pretend that we're just making home movies as regards location, so we won't have to pay astronomical fees to use specific locations. Like, I think there's one at the zoo, so we'll just have to pretend that we're on holidays. Although that will be hard, because for that scene, 2 of the people are dressed in Victorian costume. But we just pretend that we're, just Amish people on holidays.
The film deals with 2 of David's latest obsessions: the life of Antarctic explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton and penguins.
So March of the Penguins, which I don't consider to be a particularly good film, but I was struck by one thing. For the first time I realised how cute the penguin is. There's no other word for it. It's the sort of cuteness that could melt the toughest thug heart. It's reminded me how penguins could be used, because a bunch of my friends have been beaten up recently on Friday and Saturday night in Dublin and London, anywhere with it tends to get a bit leery late on, and the cops they're starting to panic. It's a huge problem. What are we going to do? We're going to have to put hundreds of extra police on the streets. No, I think they should deploy 1 unit of emperor penguins. And they would just patrol around like that. I'm going to smash your face. Sir Ernest Shackleton was Ireland's Antarctic explorer. So that's the house that he was born in. He grew up on this road, and what would make someone who grew up on a road like this want to go to the South Pole? If you ask me, it must have been a hatred of penguins.
The last scene of David's film promises to be its most ambitious.
It's when they land at the South Pole, and that is the scene with a penguin in it. Also, it has to be a penguin that we're allowed to shoot dead. So that, I think they're quite hard to borrow, but then if you combine borrowing one with being allowed to kill it.
For his first location, David needs a garden from the year 1882. His friend Paul lives in a house of the right era.
So there is noise, and if it's coming from that way, it makes this bell noise. It goes like ding, ding, ding.
They will have to work around the timetable of the Dublin Light Rail system. But with a few minor changes, the location will be perfect.
This is where the young Sir Ernest Shackleton will be bullied if we can find some children to play the 7-year-old Sir Ernest Shackleton. Here's the best feature in this car. See? If you want to create the illusion of wearing a baseball cap without actually wearing a baseball cap, you can just have that there and just hover your head underneath it like that. Hey ladies, I got a baseball cap on. Whatever. I'm a movie director. But I don't.
Next, David goes in search of period costumes.
We need Shackleton's pants. Also in all of the pictures, he's always dressed in woolly jumpers. That might be a bit too Christmassy even for Shackleton. There we go. The only thing is, I don't think they had Velcro in the 1900s. Brilliant. It's set in the Antarctic, so we need warm coats.
Oh.
We're not really using the Antarctic. We're using my parents' back garden.
Who's to know?
Yeah, who's to know, exactly. We've done pretty well there, I think. I've got Shackleton's woolly jumper. I got this. It's probably not quite realistic enough for our purposes.
One purchase has excited him more than the others.
I got this, which isn't a period Victorian thing. It's the commemorative Galtee cheese Stephen Roach tea towel. So Shackleton's not having this, I am.
Finally, he has an unusual request for his friend Renata, a dressmaker.
We need like a shirt with a picture of a penguin on it for about a 7-year-old boy that looks Victorian.
Yes, I can do that.
And you won't be getting paid for this.
What?
Okay. I am trying to make my first film at the moment. And I think that the thing I'm looking forward to most about making the film is the incidental music. I've always liked incidental music in films a lot. It obviously moves the whole momentum of the film forward, but it also alerts you when something's about to happen. I think our lives would be a lot easier if we could hear our own incidental music. Because then you'd be in a pub or a nightclub situation and a lady would come over that you didn't know and she'd go, "Sorry, is there someone sitting here?" And you'd hear this. Well, actually there is, yeah, because you will probably kill me in my sleep. But if on the other she came over and said, "Sorry, is there someone sitting here?" And you heard this. You go, "No, there isn't. Let's get married." Yeah.
Auditions for the film are held the following morning. David and his friend Maeve have sent out texts and put a notice up in Tesco. A group of hopefuls wait outside.
Is there an end to that? Hi.
The search for the perfect Sir Ernest Shackleton begins.
You just hold that in. Brilliant. Okay, that's pretty good. Your thing is you have a hatred of penguins from an early age, and just we want to see that hatred. Ow.
David and Maeve do their best to bring out the talents of the actors.
Come, take my hand. Into the waist. Sorry.
Into the what?
The waist.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it's really good.
Yeah.
The candidates have differing levels of experience.
Great. What have you been in before? Any other Antarctic kind of stuff?
No, I was in a show where I had to throw a frisbee at you, actually.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And hit you in the nuts.
Right, yeah.
the
That was something we did work on a thing a few years ago where we tried to get 200 quid out of you being framed.
I've done cereal commercials as well.
Yeah.
I did an ad with Mick Byrne as well.
Who is he?
The physio of the Irish football team.
And what did you do?
I had a sore throat in it, and he gave me a lozenge.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Can you stand like you're in a ship on the sea? Okay, and it's stormy. Brilliant. There's an iceberg ahead. Could you stop smiling? And the waves are getting bigger, more. There's a huge storm now. Would you be willing to get rid of the moustache?
No.
So Maeve is one of your sailors. Can you just put all of your intensity into this? Okay. Nice start.
It's a real mess down. There's worse than the times Worsley ankle swelled up, like a Dutch parsnip on Cape Horn.
in there. Oh, keep going though.
I'm afraid we're going to
Don't
have
laugh,
to
Ali,
take
don't
that leg
laugh.
off.
Are you free for the rest of the week?
No.
Okay. Are you free this week?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll phone your map.
As an exhausting day of auditions draws to a close, they still haven't found their Shackleton.
Okay, great.
The final candidate is David's neighbour, Brian.
Now, Brian? Do you want to come in?
Yeah.
Immediately, David is impressed.
It's good, you've got the right look, for starters.
Cool.
Can you be a leader, do you think? You're the captain, so we want smooth authority from the captain. Sir Ernest, there isn't much food left. The men can't hold on much longer. What will we do?
Do I say something there?
The blizzards. I can't go on much more.
Very good, sir. Give them leave.
As the audition progresses, Brian becomes Shackleton. David's film has found its star.
Frankly, it's the worst case of frostbite I've ever seen. It's a real mess down there. Oh. I'm afraid we're going to have to take the leg off.
Do it, Sir Ernest. You're my leader. Just keep going, keep improvising in the scene.
Having found his Shackleton, David must now find a penguin. He calls over to Ian.
Hello. It's not that uncommon in major motion pictures to, when you can't get one animal, to substitute another animal for that animal. So, I guess if you're looking for, say, a zebra, you can't get a zebra, you might just get a white horse and paint streaks on the horse. If you needed to use a rhino and you didn't have a rhino, you could just get a donkey and like a toilet roll. So similarly, as we're having a few difficulties tracking down a penguin, we're going to experiment with trying to turn kittens into penguins.
Putting disguises onto kittens proves more difficult than they had imagined.
Oh, God. Look, there's a penguin in your midst. We need to find a penguin somewhere else.
Principal photography begins early the next morning. Paul has removed his washing from the line, and the crew have got 3 children to come along before school.
Now you're going to be Sir Ernest Shackleton, okay? And you are here, and you're playing with these. So you're just building something on the ground, like this. And then you lads are mean fellas, and you come along, and you see what he's doing, and he looks up, and he's like, oh no. And then you just kick his stuff over. Are you guys good at being mean?
Yeah.
They're not that Victorian, those shoes. So I guess you just have to hide them under you, like that. You can wear that. Brilliant. This is amazing. This is like we've just gone back 100 years in time. Hand in. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
That's good.
Initially, the cast find it difficult not to laugh at Sir Ernest's pipe. But using the right camera angle, they delivered the perfect take. Next, it's straight to the penguin enclosure in Dublin Zoo for scene 2.
Yeah, so we just have to try and pretend it's about 1890. They didn't have Carlsberg Liverpool jackets then.
The actors prepare for the scene.
Is it possible that you can get your hair so it's kind of a line down the middle a tiny bit? There we go. That's 100 years ago.
You want to do it yourself?
I'll do it myself, sure. I'm not even in it, but this could become a new sensational haircut.
But getting a shot without non-Victorian people in the background proves the greatest challenge.
I'm done. I'm through. I don't want to be with you anymore.
But why?
I don't know. I just hate you. I'm sick of you.
Smoking away in your pipe.
David has an important question for the keeper in charge of the penguins.
Does the zoo ever lend penguins out?
Not to the public, but we do exchange between zoos for breeding purposes.
Right, yeah. Is there anywhere else in Dublin that you might get penguins?
No.
So, we're not going to be able to borrow a penguin today?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
In order to finish his film, David will have to find a penguin somewhere else. To film Shackleton's journey to the South Pole, they are using the shed in David's parents' back garden.
I think it looks kind of like a ship. It's got wood in it.
The director and his lead actor must first empty it.
Well, they brought me back to the South Pole, so...
Like Shackleton's 1902 journey to the Antarctic, the recreation is filled with danger.
Ah! Spiders! Ah! Ah!
David briefs Brian for his role.
Yeah, this is what you have to look like, though. Okay. This is Shackleton on his way to the Antarctic.
Looks like Albert Finney.
He's definitely going for the polo neck.
Richard Harris.
Is that going to go on you?
Yeah.
There is one last-minute wardrobe hitch.
You can't. There's no tracksuit bottoms in the South Pole.
Did you not?
Do you have any other pants?
But soon, Shackleton has overcome his trousers predicament and is aboard HMS Discovery. They experiment with different special effects to achieve the look of a ship at sea.
I can rock as well.
Okay. Here, can you try on the camera really going for it? And we just see what... It's like the Poseidon Adventure. How does that? Does that look realistic?
Uh-huh.
Land ahoy!
Shackleton arrives at the Antarctic, much to the surprise of onlookers. Next, David turns his attention to the all-important music for his film. He talks to his father, a professional musician, about what he should play.
What sort of music would they have been listening to, or would have been played in, say, Dublin, 1880s, 1890s?
Operettas rather than operas. Kind of thing that James Joyce sang at the Feis Ceoil.
It needs to be quite... It's almost like the same thing just keeps happening to Sir Ernest Shackleton. He keeps coming a cropper due to penguins.
Yeah.
So it's like a sea shanty. What would...
Well, you know, the classic one is... The English equivalent would be yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. That's very piratey, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a bit... That's a bit too piratey for what we're looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to go for a sort of a silent film.
Music behind silent movies all comes from that tradition anyway, you know.
It's apparent to David, a pianist with few of his father's gifts, that he will struggle to play any of these tunes. Still, he is determined.
I just have to learn how to play all that now.
You do a jazz version.
David's next attempt to find a penguin has involved a €35 purchase on the internet.
Not to be used as a life-saving device.
Maeve isn't convinced.
He's not the most, like, he doesn't look like a real penguin. And you can see the inflate, and can't even...
We just need something to...
He can't even stand, like...
But if he was more steady...
If he was in a bunch, if he was in, like, a group...
Oh, he's blowing away.
Yeah.
Okay. This way.
But David believes he has hit upon an ingenious way to make the penguin move naturally.
I think if there's a bit more stability in the penguin, then he might look a bit more realistic. Because the string is quite thin on this.
Yeah.
We're just going to try and get the kite up in the air and then
okay.
tie this around him.
Maeve reluctantly agrees to help.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
The march of this penguin isn't convincing.
Don't kick him!
The penguin refuses to cooperate.
Oh, bollocks. What are you doing? Oh, shit.
Now the penguin has let the string go out the whole way.
Bad penguin.
Man, this could be it.
Yeah.
Just then, disaster strikes.
Are you happy with this?
Look at his eyes. He doesn't even care.
David worries about the spiralling costs of his film.
You cost €35 via the internet, and that kite was about 12. This is all of a sudden turning into quite a large budget movie.
With the Penguin search now at crisis point and the final scene scheduled for the following day, David's only chance to finish his movie is to ask for a very big favour.
Thank you very much for making the penguin thing for the shirt. That was great.
That's fine.
I think you have a real gift for penguins.
Thank you very much.
We need something that kind of moves a bit like a penguin for the last scene. Would you be able to make me a 6-foot penguin costume? Just one that fits me, kind of like that, so I could walk along in it.
All right, so I'll just be down. I'll be there. We need somewhere where you can't see the city in the background. And so you
David will be the penguin in the final scene.
Al, I'll call you back. Is that all right?
They must shoot quickly as the rain is making David's cardboard beak go floppy.
All right, so you walk with purpose. This is the sole reason for journeying for 8 months to the South Pole. Okay?
Yeah.
So I have to walk backwards now because you're looking.
David does his best Emperor Penguin. The penguin is dead, and David's movie is wrapped. The world premiere takes place 4 nights later, upstairs in a local pub. Unfortunately, it coincides with a football match, but the barman allows David to show his film during half-time.
I'll answer any questions anyone might have afterwards.
Can we put the match back on?
This, everyone, is my short film. So. Thank you. That's it.
Where's the match?
Put the match back on.
All right. All right, we'll put the match back on then. Thank you.